Hi, welcome to the video Spring Boot tutorial for beginner using Apache NetBeans IDE. With me, Nam Haming from codejava.net. In this video tutorial, I will help you get started with Spring Boot by developing the first Hello World Spring Boot application using Apache NetBeans IDE. So, what is Spring Boot? Spring Boot is a framework that makes it easy to create Spring-based applications. Here are the key features of Spring Boot. Spring Boot allows us to develop a standalone and production-grade Spring applications running on an embedded server like Tomcat, ZT, or Undertale. And Tomcat is a default embedded server in a Spring Boot application. And in Spring Boot, we use the concept of starter dependencies to simplify view configuration. Instead of declaring many dependencies, we just declare a few starter dependencies. For example, when developing a Java web application with RESTful web service, we can just declare the Spring Boot starter web, and Spring Boot we automatically configure all the concrete dependencies for that starter. And the strong benefit of Spring Boot is automatic configuration of Spring and third-party libraries. So we as programmers don't have to spend a lot of time on configuration stuff. And Spring Boot also provides production-ready features like metrics, health checks, and externalized configuration. So it is very widely used and popular in the industry. With Spring Boot, no code generation, no XML configuration. Using Spring Boot, we can develop Java Spring-based applications very quickly and easily with these key features. In this video tutorial, you will learn to develop the first Hello World Spring Boot project with the following details. Go to the home page, create a Spring MVC controller with Thymeleaf template, and then I will show you how to run the JUnit test. And you also learn to create a REST controller with Spring Boot. And finally, you learn to package and run our Spring Boot application. And I also guide you how to use Spring Boot developer tools, Spring Boot DevTools, for automatic restart of the application and automatic browser refresh whenever you make changes to your code. So to follow this tutorial, make sure that you have the following software programs installed on your computer: Java Development Kit JDK and Apache NetBeans IDE. This is Apache NetBeans IDE on my computer. As you can see, I'm using Apache NetBeans version 11.3 running on JDK version 11. Open JDK. To create our first Spring Boot project, we need to go to the Spring Initializr tool in a web browser. So go to the URL start.spring.io. And you can see this web page allows us to create a Spring Boot project online. So you can see by default the project type is Maven project, language Java, version of Spring Boot. Spring Boot is 2.2.5, and we need to update the project metadata information. So we change the group ID to net.codejava. Artifact is hello Spring Boot, and click the options. Change the project name to hello Spring Boot. This Description for the project. My first Spring Boot application. Package name, Java package name. And you can see the packaging type. Default is Java, and Java version, the default is version 8. And under the dependency section here, we search for the web. So we choose the Spring Web. You can see with Spring Web we can build web including restful web services application using Spring MVC. So that's the information for the Spring Boot project, and click the generate button here to generate code for the project. Save on my computer. Save. Okay. You can see the zip file hello Spring Boot got downloaded, and now we import that zip file into Apache NetBeans IDE. Go to the menu file, import project from zip, and browse to that zip file. Computer, NetBeans projects, hello Spring Boot here. Open, import. And wait for a moment while NetBeans is unpacking the hello Spring Boot zip file. And you can see the project got open here. You can see hello Spring Boot is our first hello world Spring Boot application. And in the code editor, you can see NetBeans IDE open some generated files here. This is the main class for Spring Boot application. You can see with the main method that start the Spring Boot application. And note that this annotation Spring Boot application, we do the automatic configuration for Spring Boot for a Spring MVC web application. And in this Maven project, so you can see the Maven POM XML file here, and you can see this is the information we specify in the web-based Spring Initializr. And you can see the dependencies here. We choose the dependency Spring Boot Starter Web, and it also includes Spring Boot Starter Test. And the Spring Boot Maven plugin allows the IDE allows us to package our Spring Boot application to a jar or WAR file. And this is a test file generated. Later we will write code and run the unit test here. And in the project directory, you can see there are some source, for the source package, test packages, other sources. You can see static to put static resources like HTML files, images, JavaScript, CSS, and templates directory to put Thymeleaf template files. And under the dependency section here, you can see there are several jar files which are automatically downloaded by Maven. You can see Spring Boot jar files here, a lot. Now we can run our first Hello World Spring Boot project right away. Click Run Project. We need to specify the main class. Run this class. And you can see Spring Boot application is up and running. You can see in the output here. And you can see NetBeans use Maven build to build the project, run the project. And you can see in the login information here, you can see the thread name is main. And you can see the message Tomcat started on port 8080 with context path empty. So that means we can access our Spring Boot application in browser using the port number 8080. So here we type http localhost port 8080, and we got the white label error page because there's no home page for the project. So now let's create a home page. We can create our home page for our Spring Boot project in the static folder here. Create a new HTML file. Enter the name is index. Finish. And we got the HTML file for the home page of our Spring Boot application. Home page. Here we display a heading 1. VC home page. Try to refresh the browser and you see nothing updated because the Spring Boot application is running as a standalone application. So we need to restart the application to have the change to take effect. So click this button to stop and click this to run again. Okay, now we can refresh the browser. Refresh the browser, but you can see we don't see the home page. Because we need to build the project again. So you go to menu run, build project. You can see NetBeans using Maven build success, and now we run the project. It doesn't find the main class, so we run this main class. Run file. Okay, in the output you can see a message adding welcome page as class path results static /index.html. And now we can refresh and you see this is a home page. Now let's update the home page to include a hyperlink here. Click here, and the URL is hello, which is a relative URL. I'll refresh the browser. You can see the hyperlink. Click here. We got a white label error base because we don't have any handler method for this relative URL /hello. So we need to code a Spring Web MVC controller class to handle this relative URL. So in the Java package here, create a new Java class. The class name is Web Controller. Finish. And for this Spring MVC controller, we use the controller annotation. And code a handler method for the relative URL hello. So we use a request mapping annotation, request mapping /hello. And this method returns a string, which is a logical view name to a Thymeleaf template. Say hello. And it returns a logical view name hello. And we need to use Thymeleaf dependency. So in the Maven POM file here, we specify dependency for Thymeleaf. Dependencies group ID is org.spring.framework.put, and artifact ID is Spring Boot starter Thymeleaf. Okay, save. And here we see Maven, we automatically download the necessary Java file for Spring Boot starter Thymeleaf here. So we can use Thymeleaf template with Spring MVC. And in the template directory, we need to create a view file that matches the name of the view returned by the handler method hello here. So in the template folder here, we create a HTML file hello. Finish. And change the page title to hello Spring Boot. And in the body of the page, we use a heading 2. Hello. Okay. And in the handler method, we print something to the console saying hello. Okay, save all the changes and try to refresh the browser. Click here, and we still got a white label error page because we need to restart the application because we have made changes to Java code. So as you can see, when developing a Spring Boot project is very time consuming whenever we make changes to the code and we need to restart the application. So that's why we show you how to use the Spring Boot and developer tools for the automatic restart of the application and automatic browser refresh whenever we make changes to the code. Also, so far we have created the home page and created a Spring MVC controller with Thymeleaf template. Now let me show you how to use a Spring Boot developer tools. So we need to add a dependency here in the form XML file. Group ID is org.springframework.boot. You can see NetBeans have good code completion, and artifact ID is Spring Boot DevTools. Okay, save. And you can see under the dependencies section, Spring Boot DevTools jar got downloaded here. And to use Spring Boot DevTools, we need to restart or run our project again. You see, the thread name is main, and now let's stop and run again. And this time you can see with Spring Boot Developer Tools enabled, the thread name become restarted main. And in the logging information, you can see live reload server is running on port 35729. So in the browser, we need to install the live reload extension to enable automatic browser refresh. So I go to this page, live reload.com/extensions, and choose extension for Chrome because I'm using Chrome browser. And click this button to add to Chrome. Add extension. Okay, the live reload extension has been added to Chrome, and you can see its icon appears here. And when testing our Spring Boot application, we click this icon to enable live reload, and it may take some time to connect it to the live reload server. We may need to refresh the page. Click this icon again. And you can see this time the icon, the message live reload is connected. And click here. You can see the hello message, hello here, and the page title is hello Spring Boot. So far so good, right? And in the output window, you can see the message saying hello printed. We can make some changes to the home page, to the hello template file. hello HTML. Here, hello world Spring Boot, and switch to the browser, and you can see it will automatically refreshes the browser. You can see hello world Spring Boot, very convenient, right? And try to make change to Java code, update code in this handler method here. Greetings, save, and open the output, and you can see Spring Boot automatically restart the application, and you can see now this time it prints everything here very quick, right? So we don't have to manually full restart the application whenever we make changes to the code. Just install the Spring Boot DevTools and live reload extension from the browser. And now let's update the handler method here to send a message to the view from the controller here. We use a model interface of a Spring model, and we add an attribute to the model. Add attribute. Attribute name is message, and value is a welcome to Spring Boot with NetBeans IDE, and in the hello Thymeleaf template here to access that variable in the model in the controller, we need to use Thymeleaf syntax. So in the HTML here we specify the HTML namespace th point to the home page of the thymeleaf.org, and here in the heading 2 element we can use attribute of Thymeleaf, which is th text, and point to the variable name message. And hello world Spring Boot is a default. Okay, save all the changes, and you can see switch to browser, and you can see the message now, welcome to Spring Boot with NetBeans IDE. That's exactly the value of the message here. Welcome to Spring Boot with NetBeans IDE. Next, let me show you how to run a simple JUnit test in our Spring Boot project, and then create a web services REST controller. You can see when the Spring Initializr tool generated code for the project, it created the test class here, hello Spring Boot application test, and the default test method is context load. So we can test context load by testing the Spring MVC controller. So here we declare an instance of the web controller, and we use the auto while annotation to let Spring framework auto while this auto while. And in the context load test method, we assert not no, assertions not assert not No, object is controller object. Okay, you can see Spring Boot uses JUnit 5, JUnit Jupyter. Okay, that's it, and let's run this test file. And you can see NetBeans using Maven test. Build success. Test run 1. And click here. Open the test result window. And you can see the test passed. Very simple, right? And now let's create a RESTful web service controller. In the hello page here, we get a hyperlink that called RESTful web service URL. Take a REST. The URL is a relative URL REST, and in the Java package we create a new Java class. The class name is web services controller. Finish. Yeah, and for a RESTful web service controller, we use a REST controller annotation, and we code a handler method here that returns a string. Take REST, and we use a red mapping annotation to specify that this method will handle HTTP REST method for the relative URL or /REST here, and this RESTful web service just simply return a string. REST is not needed. REST is only necessary, not ever. For example, and save all the changes, and you will see where is the output for our Spring Boot application. This is the output for the test. Window output. Try to refresh this page. You can see it update take a rest here, but in NetBeans IDE I don't see the output window for our Spring Boot project. Here I think this is the output window for our Spring Boot application. Okay, with live reload extension, it automatically refreshes the browser and click the hyperlink take a rest here, and you can see the response from the RESTful web service. REST is only necessary, not a goal. Let's try to print something in the method here. system now pin light resting save. So NetBeans IDE has some problem with the output. Okay. Now let me show you how to package and run our Spring Boot project. So we need to stop the application. Okay. Refresh the browser and we see an error message here. Now to package Spring Boot project in NetBeans is very easy. Just click the menu run and view project, and that means we execute the Maven package go to package the project. You see build success, and you can see it generated the jar file here. Hello Spring Boot target, hello Spring Boot snapshot.jar here. So copy this directory. Open that directory. Here you see the project directory of our Spring Boot application, and in the target folder it generates the Hello Spring Boot jar file here, and we can double click this jar file to run our Spring Boot application. It will run in the background process. Now we can refresh the browser. You see, this is the home page. Click here, take a rest. Okay, and to stop that background process of our Spring Boot application, we need to open the task manager and find the process java w exe here. This is the process that runs our Spring Boot application, and process and try to refresh the browser, and we should got an error message you see here. And you can also run our Spring Boot application from the command line. So open the command line prompt in Windows and change the directory. And now run the Java command, java-jar, and the jar file name of our Spring Boot application. And you can see Spring Boot logo appears here in the console, and with several login messages here. And you can see to get started on port 8080 here. And try to test in a browser. You can see this is the home page, and you can see in the click here, and you see in the console it prints routines here. Take a rest, and you see it prints resting here. Very good, right? And to stop our Spring Boot application, just press Ctrl C in the command line, and the application stopped. You see. So that you have learned how to develop your first Hello World Spring Boot application using Apache NetBeans IDE. Please subscribe to my channel and like, comment and share this video if you found it helpful. Thank you for watching.